Hello everyone and welcome to combat mission Battle for Normandy. Felt like changing it up a little and that's why I'm gonna be playing some Second World War combat mission again. Uh, I feel that going back to World War II title, it really changes up the dynamic of the game. Uh, in Shock Force 2, which I've been playing lately, you've got very deadly weapons and there's a very kind of asymmetry between the forces, the Syrian forces and the NATO forces. And this is more of an even game, with a lot less technology, and you're kind of going back to the roots of combat, I think, which is nice for changing it up a little bit. We're playing as a US Armored Infantry company. We only have a platoon here now, but we should be reinforced by the rest of the company in a couple of minutes, I think 10 to 15 minutes. And the objective is the railroad station right here, which the Germans are using to evacuate troops from a pocket. So we want to take that railway station off them and ensure that the pocket is sealed and the Germans cannot escape. I don't know what kind of forces I'm facing though. I don't know if there's just infantry, if there's armor, other kinds of vehicles, artillery, I don't know. And I also don't know where the Germans are. I mean, obviously they're holding the railroad station, and since the farm is also an objective, they're probably holding that. But other than that, I have no idea where they are or what kind of forces I'm facing here. What I do have is right now one platoon of armored infantry, one squad here, one squad right here, and another right here. I have loaded up some of the half tracks with command squads, which is dangerous because you really don't want to lose these guys, but I feel like I'm gonna need the firepower of these 50 caliber machine guns. And unfortunately, the half tracks are only crewed by a driver, so you have to put another squad in there to man the guns. There's one 30 cal machine gun and one 50 caliber machine gun, so these things do have a lot of firepower, but they're really open and unprotected. So we're really at risk of losing some of these men, which I'm gonna try not to do. We also have two machine guns, one of which I've set up here in this building. As you can see, the station is kind of behind a little hill here, so they can't really see a lot, but I'm hoping that I might be able to put some harassing fire on the enemy if they open up. We have one mortar team set up here. I probably should keep a radio back there, but maybe this Jeep has a radio. Not sure if this means that it has a radio, but I'm gonna assume. And hopefully they'll be able to, the commander will be able to call in a mortar strike. Let's see if he can. Yeah, they're still in contact and he's behind the wall, so I think they've got radio contact. Alright, the plan for now is, since I've only got one platoon, is I'm gonna just probe the enemy defenses. I'm gonna move these squads to this machine gun up to this little hill here where they have some cover. Can start peeking over the hill, see what's what. Maybe try some reconnaissance by fire, see if the enemy responds. Same on the right here. I'm just gonna move this squad slowly up here to where it's still got a little cover. See what's on the other side of the railroad. And what's in this village here, or in the railroad station. That's the basic plan for now. We've got some vehicles in reserve that we haven't manned yet. We might use them to move the infantry later in an assault. For now I'll keep them back. I'll also keep these guys back here for now unless I see a good opportunity to use them, because I don't want to lose these command squads. So that being said, let's give the first orders. Move this squad up here, and the MG behind them. These armored infantry squads seem to be a little bit different, or platoons I should say, seem to be a little bit different from regular infantry platoons, as their commander is embedded in one of the squads. So it's not 3 squads and a command unit with a couple guys. It's just 3 squads and one of the squads has the commander in it. So that's kind of a slight decrease in firepower, but it's logical, because they're obviously not going to use an extra health track for just 3 guys in a command squad. Let's see. This guy's up to the tree line here. I'm also a little bit worried about this flank here. There might be Germans in the forest here, maybe even here. And there are definitely going to be Germans over here. And the problem with attacking on the right is that there's a real kind of valley-like dip here, which exposes you to fire from the forest, the farm, and the railroad station. And even this little hamlet further up the road. So I really don't want to attack through that if I can help it. I might want to use this forest later with some of the reinforcements that I get to move around and through this forest. But for now I'm gonna stay up on the left flank and take the high ground if I can. Let's see. Since I have 2 squads here, let's move one over here on the right flank. I have the command squad move up front. And let's start to see what we can see. These guys don't really have automatic weapons except for 1 BAR. But since they all have semi-auto rifles, that shouldn't be too much of a problem when it comes to firepower. Some of these squads don't even have a BAR. It's interesting. Just Garants. Kinda wanna check this railroads, but there we go. We got shots going out. Or in. Appears to be a German on top of this building. I think that possibly this MG could be able to hit that. Not quite. That's unfortunate. I think when I checked earlier, it did have some shots. Maybe because he's lying down right now. He can hit that building, so that's what I'm gonna make him do. Except it's gonna be a target light command, because I don't know if there's anything in there. I don't want to waste all the ammo. And who can see these guys? They can. Okay, I can stop moving that in that case and open fire. And I'll have these guys move up as well. I kind of clumped up, so I hope the enemy doesn't start raining down mortars. There we go. We have fire superiority so far. Let's hope it stays that way. If I move these guys up here, their flank is a little bit exposed. Let's hope that I don't get punished for that move. I'll cease fire with these guys. 13,000 rounds. That's probably because there's health trucks nearby which they can take ammo from. In that case, I shouldn't be too worried about ammo. And we have a truck up there. It's probably one of the trucks they're trying to move out by train. Let's see, they can see that. I'll have them move up and then start opening fire on that position. Also found some infantry here. That's an MG42. I may have overextended here. It's right over there. Well, we're kind of in cover from that. They can't see it, but it should not be able to do too much damage, especially when my guys go to ground. That's really interesting to see. And in fact, since this is a command squad, and these guys are in the open, why don't we try... Hang on. It takes 4 minutes, so they might be gone by then, but I'm willing to give it a go. Actually, this is not the guy firing, because I'm hearing an MG42. Yeah, they're in here. There they are. Problem is I can't really bring any firepower to bear on that. Unless I move up the half tracks, which I really don't want to do if I can help it. Because that means risking my company and platoon commanders. Oh, by the way. It's interesting. So this is the platoon commander for this platoon, but there's also... This is also indicated as a command squad. What I think that might be is this guy is the commander of the half tracks, and this guy is the commander of the infantry. That might be how that works. These guys aren't really doing anything useful right now, but I'm really hesitant to move them up to here. What can they see? Nothing really. Oh, but they can hit that MG. If I could just move these guys up as well, to the point that they can also see that, I'd have a really nice base of fire here. It'll take a while to redeploy that gun. I think it might pay off. Right now we're not assaulting, we're just waiting for reinforcements and trying to find out where the enemy is exactly. And so far, these guys are kind of exposed. They're exposed to that side of the map, so if there were Germans there, we would have seen them by now, I think. There'll still be some in the forest here. And unfortunately, we have taken a casualty, and it is the commander. He was in the most exposed position here. That's really unfortunate. Let's see if they try to help him out. So they can't see it. It's weird. In the same position as the rifle squad, but they can't see the bottom of that building. Probably because they're lying down. I just target the top floor, hope it still suppresses them somehow. Getting some more possible contacts here. I think it really will be worth putting some mortars down on that. And I'm kind of hesitant to move these guys up because they'll really be in full view of that machine gun right there. I also don't want to move them all the way around because that's what I'm going to do with the reinforcements. I want to have these guys keep pressure on that railroad station. Just healing up the commander. Another spot here. Still on top of that building. It's one of the drivers from the trucks, I think. I'm gonna just let them choose their own targets now. Some of the mortars I've aimed here are falling right here, I think. Unless those are German mortars that are falling short. I think those are mine. Which honestly is if you're gonna miss, missing right here, it's a pretty good idea, I think. Actually, I think what I want to do is move this MG team up next to this squad right here. Have a recon section. Let's reinforce this. Let's see. There we are. Okay, those are really handy. Armored cars. But that also starts to make me worried about what kind of firepower the Germans might have. It's really tempting to move them up here, start blasting through that village, or through that station. But I'm kind of afraid the Germans might have some AT weaponry set up. I think I'm gonna do it anyway. Just because I have to break the stalemate. But I'm gonna move them up in some cover at least. Like right here. Just poking their turrets over the ridge. I'll just move up one to begin with. And keep the second in reserve. Or maybe up on the right here. We also have 50 cals on top, so it might be worth opening them up, but only when I'm sure they're safe. What was that?
Fire for effect.
I
Over.
hope those weren't mortars landing right here. I hope they were landing right there. I think it was a pretty good decision trying to mortar this area. We're also starting to land there now. Land some hits. Okay, first Greyhound. I believe that's what they're called, Greyhounds. Moving up.
Roger. Fire for effect.
30. They have 37mm canister rounds. Those are deadly against infantry. If we find them in the open. The HE is probably not going to do too much because it's only 37mm. I mean the AP against anything more than an armored car is also pretty useless. But they're good vehicles to have around. Yeah, we're really lighting that area up right now. I think they've probably done enough here. Let's have them cease fire. They're gonna use up all their ammunition.
Check fire! Check fire!
And FCMG opening
Roger.
up again.
Checking fire. End of mission.
I think it's time to have these guys re-up on that target over there. Really, they can't hit it. Really annoying. Right on up here. You just can't see it. Shift them a little bit to the right. Really fine-tuning their deployment here, because I want them to be able to hit. And a matter of fact, let's have this guy move up and blast that building. I really like not to, really prefer not to use any of more men right here. He can't see it either. Oh, he can, he can't. He can. No, that's the top floor he's targeting here. Hopefully it'll still rattle the guys inside. So I'm gonna move up a little bit further. Come on, you can see that. There you go. Light him up. Might convince them they're not supposed to stay there. That'll do for now. How's this vehicle doing? A-okay. Let's have him move up here. Poke his turret up as well. I'm really still hesitant to move up these troops to the rear road. I'm gonna make sure those buildings are cleared. I will move up these guys just a little bit further. Now that I'm pretty sure we've suppressed or destroyed that machine gun right there. We'll be able to see a little bit more into this compound. I'm hearing an MG. mean, I'm assuming it's coming from over there. It doesn't necessarily have to be. But let's see. There's fire coming from here as well, and I can't get that. Right here. Oh, they're really chewing up my squad here. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to throw caution into the wind here. Try some canister on those guys. Oh, he's spotting something, alright. Might as well stop him here. Yeah, we're taking too much fire here. Probably best that we retreat for a little. Lick our wounds. Come up with a plan to correct this knot here. And the Greyhound is really going ham on those guys. And you can even see that machine gun. They're really pretty good at spotting things here. The third platoon has arrived. There they are. Okay, what I'm gonna do with these guys, I think, is cross the railroad right here, right on through here, because we already established that there's not going to be any Germans in here, or these guys would have been fired at from behind, and then unload in these woods. Now that is taking a risk, because I don't know if further back there might be any AT guns or armor, but given the fact that my Greyhounds are able to pop up here unpunished, I'm willing to take the risk. The Germans aren't expecting us here, so I will take the risk here. Okay, so let's see how we do this. Right up behind this forest. This might come back to bite me in the ass, but I'm gonna give it a go. Open them all up as well. In case they do spot anything, they're able to at least return some fire. There you go. Ooh, another machine gun right there. Don't mind if I do. Apparently they really didn't care about those mortars we threw at them. Let's see how they fare. I mean, they theoretically could have put an AT gun in line with the railroad, but that would have also seen his Greyhound. Wish I had some tanks, some actual Shermans. More trucks spotted, an MG here and there. Some infantry. Holy shit, okay. That's a 20 mil. I'm fairly sure. Yeah, I think that's a light tank right there. Okay. That means we're not doing this after all. This is, yeah, there's no way to move up safely without that being able to spot us. It's a real shame. I probably should have expected something like that. Means we're stopping. However, so far we've been able to move freely with these Greyhounds up here, which makes me assume that this cone right here is without AT cover, except for any Panzerfaust or Panzerschrecks that they might have in here. So I think straight on a Sol on this railroad station would actually be a safer bet. Let's move up in line here. Except for this guy. Let's have him unload the mortars right here in the compound. It's immobilized, it's not dead, but it's probably gonna be in a little bit. That's just an MG, but I'm pretty sure there was some 20 mil fire coming in. Obviously, because a machine gun wouldn't take out a health track like that. Took some casualties too. I'm not able to order them right now, they're too rattled. Yeah, there it is. That's the 20 mil. And they're running right into their field of fire. The hell out of there, boys. These guys are just not listening. Hearing another 42. Probably this one right here again. Building there. I want to be able to take care of that. So this guy move up to cover them. I think they're in the building right there around the corner. Once I've set up a base of fire here, I'm gonna assault with the health tracks. Really lay down some withering fire on that position. See what he can see. Yeah, there we go. Some of that pesky infantry right there. We got him! We got him, he says. Great. These greyhounds are really quite handy. Move them up to the next set of trees right here. Okay, unload these guys to right here. Deploy them. Keep these guys in here to man the guns. The station is our... Okay, what was that? Is our objective. So if we can take that and not necessarily have to worry about the rest of the map, that would be great. Away. Oh boy. That canister really devastates infantry. And now we have XO and 4th platoon. And they're right here. Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting that these guys spawned here. They don't have any health tracks, it seems, except for this one. Very interesting. These are the guys that ran the hell away from the 20 mil. I'm kind of worried that moving these guys up to the edge of the forest will also expose them. But the thing is, they're already to the right of this road. And I think the 20 mil is at the end of it. Or up here or something. So I might be able to just sneak around here so, team. Let's open this guy up, see what they can see. They're a nice fire support here. Okay, squad has a bazooka, BAR. Same here. MG, mortar. It's the same basic composition. Okay. I'm gonna move these guys up all the way to the right. See if we can push around the flank. Oh, he's got a shot. 50 cal sounds really good. Now there is one slight issue. So far we've been doing pretty good. But once we move up to this hill, we get exposed to a lot of new positions that we hadn't previously seen. So what I might want to do is move up all the way on the right here, to the point that we've already scouted out. Move up to the village, unload the infantry, take the village. See, these guys are still moving up. I'm just going to move straight at that position. Doing really well here. Except for this little mishap right here. Germans are really caught in a pocket here. Look at all those vehicles they're having to leave behind. It's a beautiful position for that 50 cal. They're firing back though. Devastating firepower right there. Alright. Let's move them up. Somewhat quickly. To the point that they're actually some kind of cover or concealment. Okay, there might be a little bit more in this village than I was expecting. But we pretty much cleared this area out. But look at the amount of fire we're pouring onto them. No one can stand up to that for very long. I have taken 1 or 2 casualties in all these vehicles, unfortunately. That is a shame. But we have found that all we're getting here is small arms fire. Not even a Panzerfaust will shot at us. That tells us something. Let's start blasting these buildings. If we can. Can't really, unfortunately. Let's put some more mortars into this line right here. Oh, we can't. Sure why though. Look at this guy. Yeah, he can. I'm not sure why these guys can. Do they have a radio? Maybe because their commander is down. But this guy, he can get him. Oops, no. seeing a lot of contacts down here, so why don't we try something? That's unfortunate. Something like that, maybe. Just throw all we have at them.
Requesting fire mission.
Meantime, okay, these guys actually got hit, I think. Probably lost the guy because they moved back. Unfortunate. I'm gonna try and start moving the infantry up. Now the dangerous part is gonna be right here. They're really exposed to that train station. Let's see how far I can get them. This thing's technically not destroyed. It's just immobilized. Oh, it's actually only had a 30 cal. I didn't notice that. Got a really quite nice place of fire set up here. And we're lighting them the hell up there. Still got enough ammo left on this one. But I do want to move up these infantry a little bit further. Where they can be a little bit more useful when we finally assault that train station again. They don't have a lot of cover, but they have a lot of fire support.
Request fire mission. Out.
Okay. They have gotten here, but they are pinned and under heavy fire. It's a shame. I'd really like to be able to cross this area right here, but I don't see how we're gonna do that
Request fire mission. Out.
without taking unacceptable casualties. I might have to use the half track to ferry them over. Let's give that a go. A lot of contacts. Infantry, trucks. Oh, please hit this truck. There's a lot of infantry in there. If a Greyhound can spot that. And a 50 cal's gonna chew right through the front and back of that truck. Go through all the infantry in the back on its way. Still not entirely comfortable moving up though. These guys are opened up. Opened up. Opened up. As are these. So we're ready to push up. I'm just gonna wait a little longer. We've got enough time. These guys taking fire. These guys also aren't taking fire anymore, but the casualty they took was right here. So I think the only reason they're not taking fire is because they're lying down. And these guys are taking fire too. Oh, Jesus Christ, there was one burst to kill 3 guys. Holy shit. Well, come too far to go back now. Next time I'm gonna have to pull the half truck all the way back to the forest. Get in there,
Fire for
boys.
effect. Over.
Aw, y'all. Okay, looks like we're in. Now haul ass up to this forest line.
Roger. Fire for effect.
Kinda wanna try it with these guys too, but that would just be suicide for me. What am I hearing? Someone firing large caliber rounds at my health truck. There we go, rounds coming down here. It's gonna make these Germans very unhappy. There we go. Excellent shots. Okay. Let's slowly move forward here again. Not all the way up yet. Is he stuck? He's just trying to maneuver through the trees there. I really hope he doesn't get immobilized. There's a real risk of that when you use these fast commands, but it weighs up against getting shot at all the way through this open field. So far so good though. Apart from those 3 guys we lost from that single burst of MG fire there. Was really lucky for the enemy. These guys are now firing. Alright. Finally made it up to the forest line. Get these guys out. And let the ferry go on its way back to the tree line. Pick up the next squad. I'm not gonna move them up through the forest yet until I've got some more firepower in here. Gonna take a few ferries. There we are. You're what's causing us all our troubles. Little armored car. Got a great field of fire at that health track. It's probably what took it out. And all the way up there, so it's basically cutting the map in half for us right now. We can use the forces we have only on this side, the forces we have on this side only on this side, as long as this guy's right here. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is start firing at that village again. See if anything comes out, returns fire. I want to make sure this time that I'm not walking into another wall of fire. Knock on the door again. Gonna be a lot of fire. Jesus Christ. I really wouldn't want to be there right now. Okay, let's call it off. See if there's any response. That was a real weight of fire going in there. Alright. I think we might have convinced them that we're in charge here. See if we can get in there. Preferably without casualties this time. Oh wow. Talking about suicide, man. What the hell? It's supposed to be a counterattack or something? They don't stand a chance. Jesus. Alright. That's unfortunate. I wonder what took this guy out then. Could have been an IT gun or something up there? Because it definitely wasn't that 223 down there, or 222, whatever it was. And a machine gun doesn't take out a half track. Let's see. If you can find an entry wound. Not exactly. Not seeing a big shell hole. It might have just been the gunner getting hit. I don't know. Panicking or running off? I'm not sure. But it is really unfortunate for us right now. Let's try and move these guys up here. Try if we can get them around on foot. The main assault is going to be right here. Get in there, boys. Oh, I'm not sure if I want you to do that. No, please stop. Who got hit? Not sure if we're gonna win this firefight. Was that a 20 mil or an MG? It sounded kind of heavy. Oh boy. Oh, you really didn't want to be doing this. Holy shit, that's probably some kind of pre-planned AI counterattack. But once I touch this place or something, I don't know, but they were not ready for what was waiting for them up there. Actually surprised at how well we're doing here. But given the amount of fire we poured into this train station, I really shouldn't be surprised, I guess. Since they were able to move around this building unpunished, I'm gonna assume that it's safe to move them there. Start occupying the train station. I really prefer if you move around this side. There's a perfectly good door there that you could use, you know. Oh, hi.
Cover me!
Caught Fritz with his pants down there. They're really not making full use of that armored car down there. Could have cost us a lot of trouble with that. And I'm kind of debating what's... I think what I'm going to do next is move up this first platoon that we started with. Move them up in here as well. Really set up a solid base of fire. Doing ammo-wise, okay, I guess. We've only got rifles, so 1,000 rounds or 800 rounds. Still kind of a lot. Okay, these guys have gotten up here without taking any further casualties. That is a good sign. I'm gonna make them run the final stretch into the forest here. And I'm gonna set up the next team of guys to do the same. Matter of fact, I mean, I kind of want to push these machine guns out to the edge of the forest, but I'm just afraid that the armored car is gonna chew them up. I'm gonna give it a go. I mean, they're doing nothing right now. See what they can see. There you go. You can move up the mortars in a kind of a direct fire roll as well. Or the mortar, singular. There it is. Move that up to the edge of the forest. Set it up, and if they see anything, they can fire at it. There we go. Along with their ammo bearer. Alright, the HQ can also sit back. That driver can contemplate life right here. We also have this other MG. Unless they lost that. I think they might have lost that MG. Yeah, I think they lost it when they left it in the half track when their guy got killed. So I'm gonna keep them back there. Okay, half tracks are back here. Quickly, that's a really depleted squad right there. These guys are still kind of up. Back. Maybe they might be able to get both the machine gun and the squad into that vehicle. Would be great. Because right now there's no use for having a base of fire right here, since we've already taken the railroad station. What I want right now is build up the base of fire in here and really pour fire onto that farm right there. Okay, who's spotting that? This guy apparently spotted a 20 mil health or armored car. Might have moved up. I think even a 50 cal would be able to punch through it though. Then again, it would be able to punch through these half tracks easily, as we've seen right there. So I'm not gonna get myself into a position where we're exchanging fire with that thing, if I can help it. It's not in any position to stop us taking the railroad station right now, so it's only gonna become relevant if we're trying to push onto the farm here. Which you might, if it's easy enough to take this railroad station. It is another objective, so I think, yeah, okay, they can't fit both the machine gun and the infantry squad. These guys could though, because the squad's already depleted. Who's on that 50? Oh, there's no 50 in here, just 130 cal. Okay, let's move it up. With this guy right up into the railroad station. Okay. MGs are apparently seeing something. Let's move these guys up to here as well. See if they can make it. This guy up to the second floor. Have a nice field of fire into that village. So far we haven't received any mortar fire. Wow. This 50 caliber sounds incredibly heavy. Go, you get in there. Oh boy. Why are you throwing grenades at a car? You really don't need to. It's a very bad firing position, as he finds out. And there's the 222, which unfortunately you can see our guys in here. That might be a problem. Might have to pull them back. No, don't run over there. Christ. Get into this building. We're gonna have to take care of the 222. I was hoping we could avoid it, but that thing's not going anywhere. I'm gonna use the Greyhounds together to do that. One of them might get taken out, but I think it's a risk we're gonna have to take. I think I'll open them up to make sure they spot that thing. Oh, yes, it's slow. There we are. And make sure they spot that. Spotting a lot of other things, but need to take out that armored car. Let's see if this mortar can see anything. Kinda can't. Some of this it could fire at. No, why not? Let's just have it target that area. Set. Let's let it target this area. There we go. There we go. Oh, there's two of them. Oh boy. Okay. Well, this is what I was afraid of. One of them will get taken out. Thing is, actually putting some effective fire back into them. But there was two of them. I thought there was only one. This guy's probably gonna get taken out. He's pinned right now. It did cast as a Greyhound doing it. Oh, it didn't. I thought this guy got destroyed. Lost one crewman though. Just keep an eye on that. Far from the left here. don't you run over here? What a bunch of morons. That must have cost them. Okay, these guys got here safe. That's great. Move them up into the forest, and I think we've got enough of a force here to push up towards the farm. I'm pretty sure there's no Germans left in this farm whatsoever. So I'm fairly sure we've got that objective covered right now. So all that's left is the farm. These guys have managed to get pretty close and aren't being shot at anymore, which is interesting. I ordered them into this house, but they had their own IDs. Okay, well, mortar can stop firing right now. Still exchanging fire though. What are we doing on ammo? Running pretty low actually. But I've got a lot of health trucks here to resupply, so it shouldn't be a problem. What is a problem is that those armored cars are still alive down there. You can spot them if you move up to the corner there. Maybe if we move up to this hill. Try the corner right there. Some of that counter-attacking infantry is still here. But they're not going to be able to do anything. Got the 50 cals on the flank here, so if they move up the hill, they're going to get lit up. Alright. Move up through this forest. I'm pretty sure there's no Germans in here. Let's set up a base of fire at the edge there. Look at the amount of corpses in here. I think when we see the battle results screen, there's going to be a lot of dead Germans. We really poured a lot of fire into them. And a lot of them are right in the middle of the open. These trucks, some of the infantry right here, the counterattack right here. They weren't being too tactical about it. Which kind of simulates how surprised they were at our presence here in this area. They were just evacuating troops out of a pocket here. And they weren't expecting an American force to be here already. Another fire support truck here. Alright. Operation take out armored cars commences. Slowly move him up. Slowly move him up next to him. See if they can just peek over that little dip in the ground. See those health trucks. Or health. I keep going on health trucks. See those armored cars. There's an MG here. Something to keep an eye on. As we've seen previously, they can rip up a squad in half with a single burst. Germans are on their last legs right now, you can tell. There's less and less fire coming back. It's just sporadic fire like this right here. We're basically unopposed on this flank right now. These guys are still alive, which is a miracle in and of itself. How are we doing here though? Probably want to be facing that way, my friend. Okay, that's dead. I didn't think that was dead yet. There's another one, I'm fairly sure. Let's carefully move up here. Don't show me your side armor, boy. I'm not seeing that thing. Oh, Christ. Should be an article in the Geneva Convention about using that kind of ammunition. Okay, what we could do... Oh, and there we are. Total victory. I thought so. 69 killed, 49 wounded. We really tore them apart. We had 11 killed, 16 wounded, which is not an insignificant amount. But thinking about it, I didn't really lose entire squads. There weren't really any massacres among my troops. This was a bit of a mistake. Although I kind of had to try to see what kind of a position we had here, whether there were any AT guns. Would have been really good to be able to move around with all of those half tracks. In the end we couldn't, so we adapted, moved up through here, which was successful. First attack wasn't, got pushed back again, lost some men. But in the end we took it. And we took a lot fewer casualties than the enemy. 11 killed, 16 wounded. For more than 100 enemy casualties. I lost one armored vehicle to the other one. Yeah, it's still there. Thought it was. Just out of vision behind these trees. There's the crew from the other one. Some mortars back here. I don't think we received any mortar fire. We must have, because they lost some ammo, but I didn't see it coming in. These are basically combat ineffective, as are these. This is, I think, what's left of that counter-attacking element right here in these trucks. There's a surprising amount of them still alive, but they are in no shape to fight anymore. If they had pushed up, they would have been torn apart by 3 50 caliber machine guns, or maybe 2. Not sure if all of these had 50 cals. 50 cal, yeah. 2 50 cals and an M2. That would have absolutely chewed them up. Besides, we get cover here, so they would have been in a crossfire. Basically took out everything the enemy had on this side of the map. Yeah, I think that was a pretty good result. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.